Do you ever feel overwhelmed by the ever-changing world of technology? Tech It Out can help make some sense of it all. Breaking down geek speak into street speak, technology columnist, author, and TV personality Mark Saltzman covers consumer technology each week for every listener. Mark tackles the latest news, reviews, and how-tos to help you understand what's hot, what's not, and why.
Hey everyone, welcome to Tech It Out, episode 207. Hope you're having a great summer weekend so far. My wife, Kelly, and I, well, today I think you're supposed to say my partner, Kelly, and I, but I'm going to say wife. We've been having a great time with friends this summer, making up for lost time perhaps. But hopefully things will stay safe where we are, and I hope the same for you too. I know cases are popping up in many hotspots across the country, but hey, I trust we're going to get through all of this and get it under control once and for all. But I digress. We do have a great Tech It Out show planned for you today with several guests. We're going to learn about the world's first 3D tablet in a moment called Lume Pad. After that, kids who play Minecraft can learn financial literacy with an add-on game called Fintropolis. Nik Miles, the car guy, stops by to talk car shopping. And Nite Ize is here too with a look at some of their innovative products, like a light-up dog leash for safer dog walking at night. All of this and more on an all-new Tech It Out, powered by Asus for those in search of incredible. I'll tell you more about them shortly, but let's officially kick off the show with our first interview. What if you had a tablet that, instead of just showing flat photos and movies and games, the images came alive in like 3D, seemingly coming out of the tablet itself? Well, while it may sound like science fiction, it's now available, and it's called Lume Pad, Lume. It's a premium 10-inch Android device with high-resolution 2D and immersive 3D holographic imagery. Here to tell us all about it is David Fatal. He is the founder and CEO at Leia Inc., based in Menlo Park, California. Welcome to the show, David. Good to chat with you.
Yes, hi, Mark. Thanks for having me here.
Sure. Now, before we talk about Lume Pad, tell us a bit about Leia Inc., the company.
Yeah, so fundamentally, Leia is an experience company. We combine nanotechnology and artificial intelligence to create these awesome 3D Lightfield experiences. And I realize 3D Lightfield might be unfamiliar to most of the listeners here. And it's simply the next generation visual medium that allow you to experience depth from a screen, along with a feel for lighting and textures and materials. In a word, it gets you much closer to the visual experience that you have in the real world.
Okay, we're talking about not needing to wear any special like VR glasses or anything like that. 3D Lightfield technology makes an image look like it's almost like a hologram, if I may, but it's on a flat surface. Absolutely.
No eyewear needed. We say it's the most natural way to have this sense of immersion.
And thank you to Leia, your company, for lending me a Lume Pad. I've had a lot of fun playing around with it. Let's talk about this now. So it's a tablet, which is a familiar form factor to most of my listeners, but tell us what makes this unique.
First of all, it's the first of our product, and it's simply the best consumer product to enjoy these 3D Lightfield experiences that I just talked about. It allows you to experience infinite content. For example, you can browse the entirety of YouTube and convert it from 2D to 3D. While offering a no compromise experience, you still have the entirety of the Android ecosystem and your Google Play and so on at your fingertip. And the best part is that it's mobile, right? You can take it anywhere you go, on the plane, in your bag, and so on, and show off to your friends and family. So it's kind of, the first time that you can bring this awesome platform, with you anywhere and experience it at any whim.
All right, so you called it a no-compromise solution. So it's a premium 10-inch Android tablet that you may buy elsewhere from another brand. So there's access to the Google Play Store with literally millions of apps and games to download. You've got access to YouTube with countless videos to watch, but it has that 3D Lightfield technology where the images seem to come alive and jump off the screen itself. Now, David, can everyone see this effect? Is it something that only a percentage of the population can see? I showed it to my son, and he also thought it was amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. The Lightfield effect can be perceived by anyone. You just say you just need to have two eyes, right? So essentially the depth effect comes from the fact that your two eyes are going to see effectively different images, and your brain is going to fuse it and create that awesome 3D experience, right? And it creates this sensation of depth, but also makes content feel super real, right? Because it's able to reproduce the way that light is going to reflect off surfaces and create a shine, or a sense of texture. And this is actually why some luxury brands have been using this platform to promote some of their luxury products, right? Because it's the first time that you are really getting an experience that is akin to what you see in the real world.
Okay. Now, when I booted up Lume Pad, I saw there was a special section with 3D content. It was already preloaded with videos and music videos and games and such. But you hinted earlier that you can turn any 2D content into 3D. Could you elaborate a bit on that?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the big innovation, I think, that came from the company, aside from the special hardware and the special screen, is we've made so much progress. The industry as a whole, and Leia in particular, we've made so much progress in this computer vision, AI technologies, that we're able to take any 2D video stream coming from YouTube or Vimeo or CNN or Twitch, whatever your favorite essentially streaming website. And we're able to, in real time, convert it to 3D so that you can enjoy it as a Lightfield experience, which means there's virtually, infinite things to watch in 3D on that pad. And really, that's the differentiation right there.
And is that the same for games? If I downloaded a game from the Google Play Store, could I enable it to have this 3D-like effect?
Yeah, games are a little bit different. We actually partner with, big, let's say, studios, gaming studios, and rendering engines such as Unity or Unreal Engine. And we offer developers the opportunity to port and very easily port their existing apps and games to the platform. So they would have to modify the app a little bit, and then they would post it on a dedicated app store, which is the Leia App Store, also present on the tablet, that coexist with the Google Play Store. So essentially you have two app stores on the tablet, one for all of your traditional Android content and one dedicated to that Lightfield effect.
Got it. Okay, thanks. We are chatting with David Fattal. He is the founder and CEO of Leia Inc., the makers of the world's first 3D Lightfield tablet called Lume Pad, which uses the power of light to bring screens and content to life. It's got more depth and feeling to it without the need for glasses or special headwear. Now, David, are there some applications, like it's great for watching video?
Yeah, absolutely. So, videos are, what everybody likes to do. Everybody spends hours usually online watching their favorite streams. You can, similarly convert pictures. We have an app coming up that lets you automatically upload your pictures from your iPhone, for example, and convert them into 3D so that you can enjoy them directly on the pad. Besides that, we have, I think, a very healthy selection of games. On the App Store, you can play the latest title from Gameloft, for example, Asphalt Nitro 2, that just got released.
Yeah.
So if you're into gaming, you're going to love this. Just imagine all type of effects, coming off the screen and getting a real sense for speed and explosions and all everything that you would like to enjoy just in that immersive format.
Yeah, I really like playing that Super Smash Ball game that was embedded on the tablet. So anybody who picks up this tablet, and we will get to availability and pricing in a moment, they will have access to this game right out of the box, David?
Yes, absolutely. For everybody who buys the Lume Pad is going to have free access to all the content until at least the end of the year.
Okay, got it. Now, you mentioned iPhone earlier, David. So with that in mind, who would you say this tablet is for exactly? It must be daunting to go up against iPad, Apple's flagship device.
Yeah. So first, the Lightfield experience itself is really for everyone, right? Whether anytime you want to, play a game or watch a video, all these experiences can be enhanced by the Lightfield. Now, the Lume Pad itself, obviously is a new product category, right? We really focus on delighting our customers with these 3D Lightfield experiences that are not available anywhere else. And as such, we don't see ourselves really competing against the established, 2D tablet players, right? Whether it's iOS or Android, right? It's basically, this being said, as we mentioned before, the tablet is capable of everything that the traditional Android tablet is capable of, right? It has the entire Google services, it has AR Core, it has the entire Google Play Store. And therefore there's really no downside. If you're looking for an Android device, really you should might as well get this one because you're getting the 3D Lightfield on top.
And what's battery life like? And does it vary whether you're watching 2D or 3D content?
Yeah, we put a solid battery in there, anticipating that people are going to do, heavy 3D stuff. So it has a 78 milliamp hour battery, which is a little bit more than traditional tablets. It allows you to do several hours of continuous 3D Lightfield, gaming or video watching. And when you're in 2D, it's on par with other tablets currently on the market.
Okay, great. And before we wrap up, you mentioned it's a full Android tablet with access to the Google Play Store and all the Google apps like Maps and Gmail and all that. But it also has cameras in it.
Yeah, absolutely. It has a special camera. You'll notice that it has two of the same camera on the back, and this is to take 3D pictures directly from the pad.
Yeah, that's great. There's also a camera on the front too, so you can do video calling. All right, so let's now wrap up on price. It's called Lume Pad. I believe it just came out August 5th, if I'm not mistaken. Tell us how much it costs, what colors are available, and where we could order one.
Yeah, it's retailing for $649 on Amazon Launchpad or directly on our website at www.lume-pad.com. And it comes in a gray or champagne color.
All right. Lume-pad.com, Lume-pad.com, or you can go to Amazon, you said?
Yes, correct.
All right, David, great to chat with you. Congratulations on the launch of Lume Pad. Very exciting. So all the best, and I wish you much luck and success on this.
Thanks, Mark, for having me.
We'll be right back with more Tech It Out.
Listen to Tech It Out whenever you want. Find the Tech It Out podcast at iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts.
Welcome back to Tech It Out, everyone. This show is powered by ASUS. For those in search of incredible, ASUS creates technology for today and tomorrow's smart life. And that includes its line of award-winning laptops and desktops, monitors, smartphones, tablets, smartwatches, and much more. For those in search of incredible, visit asus.com/US/radio for more info. That's asus.com/US/radio. And also, a huge congratulations to the two last winners of the Hotels.com contest that we ran throughout the summer on Tech It Out. The last two winners were Brandon Anderson from Florida, who won a $100 digital gift card to use towards a future hotel stay via Hotels.com, followed by Nan Panan from Oregon. Congratulations, you also won a $100 Hotels.com gift card, and I've reached out to both of you via email. Congratulations once again. All right, let's continue on with the show. You likely know the hit video game Minecraft can be used to teach digital literacy in kids, such as coding concepts. But did you know it can also teach financial literacy? Well, Ally Financial, a 100-plus-year-old banking and investment company, along with Blockworks, is partnering on an exciting educational tool called Fintropolis, which is playable in Minecraft. Joining us to explain what it's all about is Emily Shalal. She's the Executive Director of Customer Strategy and Innovation at Ally Financial, based in beautiful Charlotte, North Carolina. Welcome to the show, Emily.
Oh, so nice to be here. Thanks for having me, Mark.
Pleasure. Now, before we talk about Fintropolis, please tell us a bit about Ally Financial.
So Ally, as you said, has been around over 100 years. We started, in the auto space, and over the course of the last 13 years have evolved into a full service consumer banking institution. Mm-hmm. So we offer, a multitude of products to our consumers, like deposits, invest accounts, mortgages. We do personal lending. And so we kind of cover it all for everyone's financial needs.
Yeah. So without further ado, tell us what Fintropolis is all about.
Fintropolis is a world built on top of Minecraft. And for those of you who don't know what Minecraft is, it's the #1 video game in the world. Over 144 million people use it. And Fintropolis is here to teach kids all about the basics of money. And it is geared towards middle school kids. But it can probably extend well beyond that for people who are just looking to understand more about, financial systems and how they work, and give you real life scenarios to really embed those teachings. So it's very real to the kids who are using it. And instead of just being scenario based, they actually get to learn by doing. And we think that's a fundamental component.
Okay, now before I ask you to walk us through what we would see and do in the game in order to better understand things like finances, how did you come up with this idea? Is there a financial literacy issue today?
So what we have continued to hear from people when we do research is that financial literacy is still a big problem, right? A lot of people don't learn it in elementary or middle or high school, and a lot of adults, learn because they make mistakes along the way. And so what we know is that since 2009, financial literacy rates have continued to fall. And so improving financial literacy is a core mission for Ally. And so, we think it is a fundamental issue that should continue to be talked about.
Yeah, I love it. That sounds great. And practical education that can be used throughout their entire life, of course. Because this is radio, Emily, can you walk us through what Fintropolis looks like, what you actually do in the game? Hoping it's fun too, obviously, because we want to keep those kids engaged while at the same time learning some core concepts.
That's right. So Fintropolis came to be through a group of 4 interns. So you're talking about kids who were still in college, and we gave them a challenge to help us improve middle school literacy. They came back to us and said, we think in order to really make a meaningful impact with middle schoolers, we need to meet them where they are. The interns came to Ally through a program called Moguls in the Making, which is an innovation competition that we offer annually to kids who go to historically Black colleges and universities. And the winning team gets to come spend the summer at Ally at our innovation lab. And through that internship in the summer, this game came to be. And it talks about taxes and cash flow and budgeting and credit and debt and investing, and just put it into this game and these little scenarios.
So you're in this virtual world. It's very blocky. If any of our listeners haven't yet played Minecraft or looked over their shoulder of their kids playing this game. So is it that you're taught managing money primarily?
It is a kind of about managing money, but it's about understanding the impact of decisions that you make, right? Okay. So if you choose a specific career, then you're going to earn set money that is geared towards that career. And if you waste all of your money, if you go, we have a scenario where you can go and learn about taxes. And it's like, okay, well, how do you teach kids about taxes, right? Well, they need to go buy something and understand that just because they see a price tag that's $1, that's not really how much it costs. It's going to be $1 plus some.
Right. They
get to buy a house, and then they get to make choices on, do they want a bigger house? Do they want to upgrade that house? And what's that impact to their gold that they're earning along the way? And yes, it is a very blocky game for those who don't know it. There are 20 million blocks in our game. There are a ton of blocks.
Awesome. We are chatting with Emily Shalal. She's Executive Director of Customer Strategy and Innovation at Ally Financial. We're learning about Fintropolis, which is sort of a game within the game. It is an add-on to the very popular Minecraft game that teaches financial literacy. Does this work with all versions of Minecraft, or does it have to be the education edition?
No, as long as you own Minecraft, then you can play this. It is a free platform. So as long as you have Minecraft, there is no cost to download Fintropolis.
All right. It's called Fintropolis, and you can download it from within Minecraft. And is there a website where we can learn more about the game?
Yes, you can go to allyfintropolis.com, and it'll break all of it down, show you what we're going to teach your children, show you all the benefits. You can watch a video so that as a parent, if you don't know what Minecraft is, you can get more familiar with it. But it is your one-stop shop to learn more about this.
All right, so allyfintropolis.com. Emily, thank you so much for your time. Congrats on this launch. Very exciting.
Thanks so much, Mark.
Stick with us. We've got a lot more Tech It Out coming up.
Want to follow Mark? Google him. Mark with a C and Saltzman with a Z. Breaking down geek speak into street speak. This is Tech It Out. Tech It Out with technology columnist, author, and TV personality Mark Saltzman.
Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to Tech It Out. As we approach the height of the summer and begin looking ahead to the fall, many Americans are eager for a new set of wheels. Families, of course, are looking for the right vehicle for road trips, maybe beach and camping weekends, and heading back to school very soon. Especially coming out of the pandemic, finding the right car can be a challenge. And so we're joined by my favorite car guy, Nik Miles. He's a seasoned automotive expert, here to discuss the latest trends in car buying, including the tech they may want. How you doing, Nik? Good to chat with you.
Yeah, I'm great, Mark. It's really great to talk to you, and hopefully the pandemic on the downside means we'll get to see each other again soon.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen you since early 2020, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm glad to see you're well. I follow you on social. Why don't we jump right in, Nik? What are some of the latest consumer trends when it comes to car buying?
It's really interesting because Capital One have been doing surveys of consumers, and a lot of the things we sort of expect to see, Mark, are happening. But there's also quite a few surprises in there. And one of the big surprises for me is how people finance their vehicles. 54% of car buyers think about financing after they show up to the dealership and after they've found a car. That to me is not necessarily the best way to do things. You and I both know that car is the second largest purchase that a family tends to make, and you wouldn't go buy a new house without working out how you were going to pay for it. And it's probably the right thing is not to go choose a new car until you've worked out how to financing it. And we're seeing the same sort of info from dealers. About 99% of dealers are telling us the same things. About half of the consumers arriving at dealerships without any financing organized. And so the big thing is cars are staying on the lot such a short amount of time right now that financing, if you go in with your financing ready to go, you spend less time trying to work out how you're going to pay for the car you've chosen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good point. So lead with financing is a good tip for car shoppers. Any recommendations on getting going? How do you proactively get all that handled before you step into the dealership?
It can be a very difficult thing to do, but there's companies like Capital One's Auto Navigator that really does a double job for you. What they've done is and allowed the consumer to go in there and find their pre-qualification for financing. There's a big deal here, and that when you go to choose financing, that you don't go somewhere that hard pulls your credit, because if you get hard pulls on your credit, what ends up happening to you, Mark, is that can bring your credit score down. And so what they do at Capital One's Auto Navigator is that you do a soft pull on your credit. It's tailored specifically for you as an individual. The tool, this high-tech tool, allows them to pull all of your information in, and then you can see how much you can borrow, what your interest rate is, and you can apply it in different ways. Plus, there's the other side of this app, Mark, which allows you to search millions of vehicles through thousands of dealers. So you can take the vehicle that you want, you can take your financing, you can marry them together, and at that point, you know what you're paying, and you can manipulate it as well. There's no guy behind the curtain who's just telling you what your monthly payment is. You can see the price of the car and all those things. So it's transparency, and the tech world is now allowing us to see the car buying process in a transparent light.
And is this an app or a website or both?
Well, it works both ways. So it's both on Android and iOS, or you can use the website. So you're not pinned down to using your smartphone to do it. You can actually sit down with a family and a laptop in the living room and browse inventory once you've pre-qualified for financing.
Okay.
We tell everybody to go to CapitalOne.com/Auto Navigator.
And dumb question, Nick, what if you are not a Capital One banking customer?
Doesn't matter. Capital One will give you all the information regardless of whether you're a current customer or not. They're interesting as a company because they're a data company. One of the things that they do is look at all of the data that goes around and tries to find what they can do best to service those people with either loans or car buying, to find consumers that need things and then fill the gap for them.
Actually, Nick, I know that about Capital One being a tech company or a data company. I've had the pleasure of working with them a few times in the past, including a couple of South by Southwest events. And I was blown away at the AI they use, with chatbots and a lot of the even things behind the scenes that the customer never sees. I really was impressed with the company as a whole. Now, I do want to talk to you about tech as well, given the fact that this is a tech show, not just financing. And I know there's sort of a correlation here, but we are chatting with Nik Miles. He is an automotive expert who I turn to for all kinds of car advice. And in this case, securing the financing ahead of buying the vehicle. Let's talk tech trends if we can for a moment. I recall reading that after price, tech amenities in a vehicle were more important than things like horsepower and mileage and even comfort.
Yeah, we're finding that people are changing in their buying habits to finding the cars that suit their lifestyle. You only put your foot down on the freeway very rarely, so horsepower becomes sort of a less important thing as long as the car does the job. But when you have a family in a car, finding the right tech is really important. And we're really seeing that in the response to some of the people that talk to Capital One and have answered their survey, because 92% of car buyers say test driving is important, because you wouldn't get into a car that was just delivered at your house and want to live with it. I mean, if your kids don't have somewhere to plug in their iPhone, if the kids don't have somewhere to charge their tablet, if the kids don't have, a screen in the back, you have little ones that want to watch movies, they're going to be unhappy. And if the kids are unhappy, we know what happens. We're unhappy too.
Awesome. And then, of course, things like the whole EV boom that I think we're on the verge of, autonomous vehicles. There's a lot of cool tech embedded in today and tomorrow's vehicles.
You're going to see, too, the biggest revolution coming in the tech inside vehicles is going to be the automatic update. So, for instance, if you buy a new vehicle and you want the hands-free cruising option in it, it may not be available today in a brand new vehicle that you buy, but it will be updated over the air in the next year or so that feature is installed. And so as you buy newer vehicles, you're going to find new features when you come from out the house and sit in the car, which have been updated over the air.
And as you mentioned, Nick, going back to tech, it's also important before you buy to leverage those tools out there.
All these people are trending to do their research online now, which is, Mark, I feel like we've been sort of waving the flag about go use the internet, go use these apps to do the research before you head out somewhere. People want to spend less time car shopping and more time experiencing the new cars.
Great to chat with you, Nick. Nik Miles has been our guest. What's the website one more time?
Mark, you can go to capitalone.com/auto navigator, and that will give you both your pre-qualification tools for financing and show you the inventory of cars currently available in your area.
All right. Be well, Nick. Have a great rest of your summer. Thanks so much for your time. And I do look forward to seeing you in person soon.
Absolutely. Thanks, Mark.
We'll be right back with more Tech It Out on the Radio America Network. Stay with us.
Breaking down geek speak into street speak. Tech It Out, hosted by Mark Saltzman.
Welcome back to Tech It Out, everyone. This show is powered by ASUS. For those in search of incredible, ASUS creates technology for today and tomorrow's smart life. And that includes its line of award-winning laptops. There's 4 different divisions. There's the VivoBooks, which are sort of an everyday, stylish laptop. There's the ExpertBooks for more of a business-grade laptop. Chromebooks, which can save you a bit of money and great for students. And of course, ZenBooks, their innovation line. Head over to asus.com/US/radio for more info. That's asus.com/US/radio. Those who read my columns in USA Today, AARP, Toronto Star, and such, they know that I like to highlight pet tech. And one of the products I've been writing about lately is a light-up LED leash to make walking your furry friend at night safer and, frankly, more fun. But little did I know, the company behind this product, called Nite Ize, has so many other products as well. And so I wanted to invite onto the show Rick Case, the founder and CEO of Nite Ize, which is spelled Niteize. Welcome to the show, Rick. Good to chat with you.
Mark, thanks very much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Great. Now, before we talk about what's new and newsworthy from Nite Ize, please tell us a bit about the company. What is it exactly that you do?
Sure. Great question, Mark. Mark, this has been an entrepreneurial dream of mine that I've been pursuing for 33 years now. So I feel like we're really just warming up. The company started with a solution to a problem. It was way back then when I was in college at the University of Colorado here in Boulder that I had an idea for a way to free your hands with a standard small flashlight. And that was the simple headband that allowed you to turn it into a hands-free lighting device, similar to what we know about headlamps today,
sure,
but with a handheld flashlight. And that was the start of the company in 1989.
Wow. All right. So humble beginnings, but you found a solution to a problem, and that's how Nite Ize got its start. That's awesome. And what would you say the word innovation means to you?
I think it's a great question. The word innovation is used often, right? And I think that since the mission of the company is surrounded and based upon innovation, we need to be and provide compelling solutions to solve everyday problems and make people's life easier, more fun. And that's really what it's about. So when we think of innovation, we think about innovation from an intellectual property standpoint. I believe that for Nite Ize products to be considered innovative, they need to be deemed novel. And novel products have a judgment from patent offices around the world. So a lot of our innovation is based on intellectual property from various patents that we have. And this way, it allows us to not only build a solution that's compelling, but it allows us to own that position and then continue to build upon that technology and support all of our jobs and everything that we stand for, continue to invest in those products that ultimately support the value of our brand.
All right, so now let's hear about some of the new Nite Ize products, beginning with some suggestions for dog owners. As I hinted off the top, I recently wrote about your light up leash. Tell us about it.
Sure. So Mark, I have 3 big dogs, and we're the company's very pet friendly. We love our pets for sure, and I think it's pretty near and dear to everyone's heart that this visibility and safety concern when it becomes night, when we get to shorter days, and we come home from work, or we want to take our pets out, or even if we let them out in the backyard and it's completely dark, I think all of us kind of want to know where they are, and we want to see them when we feel better about that, let alone maybe our own visibility and safety as we're out walking. So Nite Ize is focused quite a lot on LED visibility and safety items that you can put on your pet, that you can wear as a collar, that might be a safety necklace, that might be an LED fob that can click to a D-ring of a collar and provide that interesting visual at night. And I think you know what I mean by that. You've seen some of our Night Owl products that have 360 degrees of illumination. Mm-hmm. We've just really continued to expand upon that, and our focus is rechargeability. So we want to make it as easy as possible for people to make sure when they go out, those devices are charged up, topped up, they're going to be as bright as they can, and it's easy in terms of the interface to deal with. We no longer have to deal with batteries like we used to. So that's our focus on rechargeability. So a lot of new items that promote visibility and safety that are now rechargeable.
All right. And I know with the leash, you can get it either in lime green or blue. You can have it one solid color, or it can be flashing. When you charge it up with a USB cable, it can last up to 6.5 hours. And I think it's just one of those genius ideas. Like, why didn't somebody think of this before? And how much does it cost, and what's the official product name?
Sure. The official product is Night Dog rechargeable LED leash. And then, of course, we make Night Dog LED collars, right, in some various sizes, but that's sort of the family in there. So the leash is retailing at $29.99, and then the collars that are in multiple sizes will range from $25.
Okay, great. We are chatting with Rick Case. He is the founder and CEO of a company called Nite Ize. That's Niteize. They have hundreds of products. In fact, many of them do light up in some way, shape, or form. Not all of them do, but we just heard about their pet-related products. I love it. And since it's summer, Rick, let's now talk camping tech like flashlights and maybe something for fun as well.
Sure. I have to start with my favorite item, Mark, and that goes to the Flash Flight. And again, that is our light up LED flying disc. So years ago, back in 2002, we invented the first ever LED light up flying disc.
Actually, I do want to hear about this light up flying disc. This is right up my alley, but we got to put a pin in it for a moment and take a short break. We are chatting with Rick Case from Nite Ize about all the cool products they have. Some are more practical, some are more fun, as you're going to hear in a couple of moments. If you're on social media, come and say hi. It's Mark Saltzman, MarkSaltzman. Hope to chat with you on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. We'll be right back with more Tech It Out.
Follow Mark Saltzman on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Listen to Tech It Out whenever you want.
We're chatting with Rick Case from Nite Ize about the flying disc they initially invented that lit up, and now you've got something new. Let's continue chatting, Rick.
Yes, over the years, we've continued to be able to make advancements in the technology, but I think we're most excited about the release of the new rechargeable flash flight disc. So this is a 185 gram light up flying disc that is equivalent to the best flying disc made. So we're talking about a sporting goods item opposed to a toy. This is a product that has, professional flight and amazing light. And now it's completely rechargeable and you can select multiple colors or changing colors. And it's just super fun. So that one we're excited to be able to finally have the technology to be able to make rechargeable.
And how much does the Flash Flight flying disc cost? Which, by the way, my son Ethan has been enjoying with his friends. Thanks to another Rick at Nite Ize who lent me a few products I should mention for full transparency. How much does it cost, Rick?
Yes, $34.99.
Okay. What about other camping tech that can come in handy? I know you have like a super powered flashlight as well as a lantern light.
We do. We just brought out an exciting new flashlight combination sort of utility light lantern called the Radiant Rechargeable Utility Light. And this is an 850 lumen handheld forward-facing flashlight along with a task light that has this sort of perfect amount of ambient light to do different tasks that you may do that may be within an arm's reach. And there's a bracket on that light that allows you to rotate the flashlight while it's magnetically connected to a surface. So if you wanted to put it, under the hood of your vehicle and have the light shine so you could work hands-free, or you could stand it up on either end of the light and use it as a sort of a lantern light. It's really a wonderful light. We're very happy about the size of it, and the retail price of it is $49.99, and it's completely rechargeable through USB-C.
All right, Rick, I'd argue everyone listening right now has a smartphone. You have some accessories for them as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And Mark, I'm excited to talk to you a little bit about a product that we invented to the world in 2013 with the product Steely. Steely was the first magnetic-based mounting system for a mobile phone that we introduced at CES that year. And I'm excited to say since then it's become an entire industry as a mounting solution. And we're excited to continue to evolve the Steely system, which is a two-part magnetic system. We have this sort of, imagine the steel ball, and we have another part, which is a magnetic socket that connects to the ball and has an interface that allows the device to be secured magnetically to that ball, where you can reposition and change the angle and portrait or landscape. And we've just recently launched a new version that supports all of Apple's new iPhone 12s and their MagSafe technology. Mm-hmm. So very excited about that. That's called the Orbiter Plus magnetic socket and metal ring. And that is a component, which is the magnet side, that allows people to connect to all the different Steely mounts, the dash mounts, the vent mounts, the windshield mounts that we make, and immediately just put their iPhone 12, whether it has a case on it or not, directly onto this magnetic surface to interact with the magnets that are inside the phone. So it's just a super efficient way to be able to mount your iPhone while you're on the go in your vehicle. And the cool part about it is we include this metal ring. So anyone out there who has purchased the MagSafe charger from Apple, you can use this magnetic ring we've included, attach it through adhesive on the back of the MagSafe charger, and then you can attach that to the mount so you can have charging while you're on the go. And that's really a fantastic source, because then you don't have to worry about plugging anything in. And instead of just having the MagSafe charger on a surface of a desk or next to your bedside, now you can have it in the vehicle while you're on the go. So we're excited about that addition on Steely to continue that innovation.
And you can feel good knowing that it's not going to fall off like a flimsy air vent mount or something. Certainly not a good thing to happen while you're driving. This is a really, from my experience, a solid, strong magnet that locks it into place. But you can use it at home as well. We're in the era of Zoom chatting, and you can have this on your desk and rotate your phone and do a Zoom video call without having to hold your phone as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And how much does it cost?
The component is $29.99. And again, that will be compatible with the other Steely mounts that you'll see for the dash, for the vent, for the windshield, or as we spoke about, the pedestal stand, which allows you to use it on a desk surface.
All right, Rick. And for all of these products, the best website to learn more?
Visit our website at niteize.com.
All right, that's again, NiteIze.com. We've been chatting with Rick Case, founder and CEO of the company based in beautiful Colorado. Thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of your summer and keep up the great work. I'm a big fan of your products.
Mark, thanks very much. We appreciate it.
And thank you for tuning in to Tech It Out, everyone. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend. Stay healthy, and we'll chat with you next time on an all-new Tech It Out on the Radio American Network. Ciao for now.